I don't care if you've been waiting in line for that PlayStation 5 all night. If you up, smash that like button. Welcome to Black and Black Times Infinity. I'm your host, Cthulhu's Prodigy, coming to you live and direct from the stack. Smoke me out, fam, with that dang shit on my left. Stitch.
President is about to lose his job.
On my far right, engineering on the ones and twos, choking people out on the threes and fours, Kronos.
Actually, it's hilarious to me watching this guy throw a tantrum on the way out. Like, you can't be presidential on the way out, man. You can't concede. Like, it's amazing to me.
All right, it is going to be a three-man weave tonight. Old Ninja's in the wind, and Blue has had some important family news, so we will not spoil it for him. We will let him tell our listeners and viewers about that when he returns.
Yep. All right, so listener of the week would be API WLUCU. All right, so thank you very much for listening, and nobody's in the chat yet because the two people that usually tweet out everything. Oh, Patrick's there. What's going on? Good to see you, man. So he's there. But usually Old Ninja and Blue tweet out stuff. So, yeah. So we're trying out a new format. If y'all that are watching live or on the video, we're using Meetup so you can see all of us instead of just one of us at a time. So we'll see how this works out. It's better for me. I don't have to click buttons anymore when I want to talk. So we'll see how this works out.
All right. Hopefully it goes off smoothly. Usually Old Ninja pours out some type of malt beverage or urban liquor. But I'll take the first one. I mean, this was obviously a super famous person that all of us fucking know most of our lives. Alec Trebek, the host of Jeopardy for fucking decades, I guess, passed away. Shit, of course I don't know his exact age. Someone can fact check.
I think it was 80.
90? 80?
I think it was 80. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, even if you didn't watch Jeopardy or don't like trivia shows or game shows, period, everyone's familiar with this guy.
Yeah.
Seemed like a class act. Did y'all ever watch? Y'all?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Appreciate it.
What kind of question is that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, who the fuck didn't watch Jeopardy?
Yeah, I mean, it was a staple. I mean, you're having dinner at pretty much that same time every night, and it was Wheel of Fortune, Jeopardy, and everything. I heard somebody describe it best as saying Jeopardy sort of made it officially cool to be smart.
Oh, yeah.
Because, I mean, we grew up in the time where it was like sort of like you got picked on for being like smart nerd and everything like that before it became like the popular thing. But Jeopardy, it was cool if you knew the answers and you tried. I mean, it didn't matter what it was you were doing, where you were at. You could have been just by yourself or, maybe in a bar or whatever. You were trying to answer those questions and you learned from it. I mean, it was like school after school. Because, I mean, you would hear something like, I have no idea what the hell they're talking about. Oh, the answer is John Quincy Adams? Okay, sure. And you just store it in your brain and it's just in there fucking forever. And it's really sad because, I mean, Alex Trebek is obviously on the Mount Rushmore for like game show hosts and stuff. And it's just, I mean, even though he was an American citizen, he's still like an American icon.
Was he Canadian?
To me because it's like, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was Canadian, and I mean, it's just it was like Bob Barker, Pat Sajak, Alex Trebek. Those are the guys that you associate that TV show with, and I mean, Jeopardy's just been there through so much. I mean, it's just a pop culture reference, been referenced in like movies. It was in White Men Can't Jump, where Rosie Perez is trying to get on the show and everything, and I mean, it just sort of popularized even like trivia nights at places. I used to run a trivia night at a Mellow Mushroom like back in Louisiana. And I found like the Jeopardy like database where it had all the questions ever, and I would just cherry pick questions off that, and it was just endless. I mean, such a great show, and we knew for a while Alex was going through some shit with the cancer and everything, but he grinded it out, and you couldn't tell from watching the shows that he was going through a lot of stuff with cancer. I mean, it's just really sad, but it's. I mean, Alex did so much, and it was great to have that be a part of our lifetime and experience Jeopardy, just a regular ass game show. And I found out even after maybe like during the since he passed that he wasn't the original host. I don't know. There was a guy who hosted it beforehand. I feel bad for that dude because I don't know his fucking name. They said
Yeah.
Nobody does.
Nope.
I was like, I thought it was Alex from day one,
Yeah.
but took over the show and everything, and there was some other dude, but Alex took that baton and ran with it and brought it to new heights. So yeah.
Yeah, I just remember
I
the biggest thing was when he shaved his mustache. Remember that shit?
yeah.
And so it's weird to me to see him still to this day when they show him without a mustache. I'm like, Alex Trebek to me always had a mustache, you know,
Yep.
up until like like maybe a couple of years. It's probably like a bunch of years ago now, but yeah, that mustache was iconic. And then all of a sudden it was gone, and he was just like, "Fuck it, it's staying gone." And I was just like, "Man, really?" Like his mustache was like iconic. Like what's that other dude? I can't remember his name. The guy in Blue Bloods.
Hawaii 5-0?
Yeah,
Hawaii 5-0 guy?
yeah. That was that dude's name.
Tom Selleck.
Tom Selleck.
Yeah,
Yeah. Tom Selleck,
yeah.
iconic mustache.
You no, that's Magnum PI.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Magnum. I'm sorry. I got my Hawaiian cop shows confused.
But yeah, he was a
And
good
also
dude.
they had the
Go ahead.
I was gonna say they had the recently they had that Tournament of Champions Jeopardy thing where the Ken Jennings guy I guess ended up winning, where they had the three people that just were bosses at it, and I can't think of the other dude because I was rooting for Ken Jennings, but there was that other guy like a year ago that was beasting through it too, and they had that Tournament of Champions, which was really cool to see. And I really didn't watch Jeopardy too much, but I was like, yo, I have to watch it for this whole week-long special that they were doing with those champions and stuff.
Jennings cleaned house.
Yeah.
They're doing
Yeah.
with the show. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he beasted. I was glad he won and he dominated. But I guess they have some episodes recorded through, I guess, this upcoming season.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what they plan on doing with the show. I hope that Jennings takes it over and everything, because that would be kind of cool.
Well, okay, so I'm glad you mentioned that. Don't get me wrong, I love Jennings, and he's like a like Michael Jordan of Jeopardy. But I saw something literally on Twitter a few hours before the show that had me kind of interested. There, at least the Twitterverse is talking about maybe LeVar Burton hosting.
Oh,
and I was
that'd
like,
be
well,
dope. Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
interesting. You know,
I
That
can
would be
dig
pretty
that.
cool.
I mean, obviously someone who has cared about learning and books and facts and an engaging personality in the geek and nerd world for forever. Yeah, we'll see. But I love Jennings too. He's associated with Jeopardy more than any other contestant that's ever been on there. So whoever they get sounds great. But R.I.P. to a real one. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's also amazing, like how he was able to pronunciate everything 110% accurate. It didn't matter what. I was like, I don't even know what he's reading right now, but it was like that must be how it says or whatever. And it's just he was so good at that. It was just perfect fit for that job. He was awesome. Great.
Yeah. Pancreatic cancer is a fucking. It's not a great way to go. You know, it's just like I know this from having like pancreas issues, and it's just like I don't wish that shit on nobody. Like, listen, if President Trump got pancreatic cancer, I would legit feel bad.
Damn.
Yeah, because the way you go out is not great. So
No.
yeah, it's like they need to figure out a way to like transfer pancreases because they can't. There's no way to. It's one of the few organs that you can't transplant.
Yep, that's correct. It would have a dramatic effect with those with diabetes as well.
Yeah.
King Von is another one that's on the list. I have no clue.
I don't know what that is either.
King
Yeah.
Von.
Old Ninja
Yeah.
said he was gonna write up a RIP with like a list, but of course he didn't do that shit. So I blame
No.
Old Ninja.
Yeah. So this is no disrespect to him. If King Von is a big deal to you,
Yeah.
let us know. But there has been no prep on this one, so we just gonna skip right the fuck past that shit.
Yeah. Well, Ninja's slacking because he's sad because he can't play Spider-Man on Xbox tomorrow.
Wait, so are you picking up your PS5 tonight or tomorrow? Okay.
Tomorrow they're doing a whole. Well, I guess we'll just transition to like PS5 stuff. I guess.
Yeah, why not?
Tomorrow is launch day or whatever. The new next gen begins officially. I guess at midnight. They aren't doing a midnight release where I'm at. However, it seems to be really organized compared to how they do games. And even if I remember correctly, how they did the 4 last time, at least because I picked up the 4 in Louisiana. But tomorrow, it's like for people who just have it pre-ordered. I don't know if we talked about it on the show or not, but essentially you can't just walk into the store and be like, "Yo, give me a PS5." You have to have it like ordered online, and then you walk into the store, and then they'll give it to you. I guess due to COVID stuff, they don't want people crowding. At least that's what I've heard from like Walmart and Target and
makes sense.
Maybe Best Buy. Yeah. So with GameStop, I secured the bag, and I went there today to pay off the rest of it, and they said, okay, we're opening early because normally they open at like 11. So they're going to open at 10 for people with just a pre-order. They come, pick it up, got it, go, and then good to go. And then I guess they're going to do regular business because the GameStop where I'm at, extra, which is, I guess it's just a Livermore, California problem. I'm sure maybe in other, maybe larger areas, they might have a few select PlayStation 5s that aren't accounted for. But at the store where I'm getting mine at, it's just, if you have the pre-order, those are the only ones that they have for people. I mean, that's some of the accessories you can't get the Pulse headset either, at least where I'm at.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense, especially with the COVID thing going on. Like, people want to pretend like COVID isn't still here. Listen, we lost. There's been over 1 million cases in 10 days in November. In just 10 days, 1 million cases. It's crazy, and people just want to say, "Oh, well, I'm just worried about deaths." It's okay. Well, 1,400 people died yesterday in America. You know, and people, I don't know why they say just the deaths. They're pretending that there's no other consequences from COVID. There's people that have had, they're gonna have respiratory issues for the rest of their life for a certain percentage of those people. So it's not just dying; it's other shit that they are being affected by, and people just don't want to give a fuck. That's why we have these numbers right now. You know, in Texas, they just fucking skyrocketed. You know, they're the first state to hit 1 million infections. Yep. Which is crazy to me. You know, it's just like, I mean, because they're the second most populous state. You would think that, I would think that California would have hit it first. But we haven't. I mean, luckily, but we're right behind them, though. I mean, to be honest, like, we're at 900-something thousand, so it's not like we're that far fucking behind. But, you know, we stayed at home a bit earlier. The fact that San Francisco was not like New York is a fucking miracle. Is a miracle. I mean, even though, you know, we had, what's her name, London Breed, she did a really good job about it, but even doing a really good job, it's still really fucking lucky, because there's like a shitload of homeless population, there's a bunch of people just packed in, and the fact that so many people decided to stay home, but it's also in San Francisco, a lot of the population there, it's like, it's a really weird disparity of a bunch of like super poor people, and then uber rich. And the uber rich, they don't fucking gotta go nowhere. You know, it's not like New York has a larger mix of different, what do you call it, like income levels. But San Francisco's not really like that. It's like you're either fucking broke or you got money.
Yeah, the only thing I will also add on, and we transitioned a little bit away from PS5, so we'll come back to that too. But the thing that I'll add with San Francisco is there's always been a direct pipeline between, you know, mainland China and like the Chinese American and Chinese national community in San Francisco. Yeah. And so, I mean, there's flights all the time from SFO and whatnot, and there's a huge population. So in terms of people coming from possibly even Wuhan province early on in like January and February, there's a high probability that some of them came to San Francisco pretty early on.
Yeah, but
I'm glad it didn't hit quite as hard for San Francisco, but going back to the numbers in general, man, God fucking damn it.
Well, I think what really. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just gonna say we've been over the 6-digit threshold 6-7 days in a row. Yeah. In terms of number of cases, we're in like the 130s, 140,000. Like
I think it's 146 so far today. I can give you an updated number, but when I looked earlier today, it was over 140,000 just for today, and the day obviously was not over. So, like, yeah, you know what's crazy about the whole, why didn't San Francisco get more? Because obviously there's more of an Asian presence here and like direct flights because it's closer, obviously. One of the things is that when President Trump, when he banned travel to China, but he didn't ban travel from Europe, and that's what really fucked New York, because Europe was already highly infected, and so like it was a few days later, but it was already fucking way too late, and even the banning from China, he still allowed, it was like 40,000 people to repatriate here back to America, and they didn't test them. They didn't contact trace them. They just fucking ran rampant, and that's what was it, Seattle or I think it was Portland. That's what Portland saw, because they saw people that he's like, oh, we got one case, and then they were good. But it's like the guy saw before he got symptoms, he did all these things that nobody accounted for. He saw, I think it was somebody did the math. He basically came in contact with at least 2,000 people.
Jesus.
And once he was, cured of it, because I don't think he died. He was fine. But they were just like, oh, he's fine, so we're good to go. And then a couple of, weeks, months later, that's when they saw an explosion. It's like, it's like that's what happens when you don't contact trace. That's why people don't really understand. We keep seeing all these high spikes and shit like that because nobody's contact tracing. Like nobody knows who the fuck has it, and there's not enough tests.
And let's be perfectly real. Look, like Trump was downplaying this for months and months and months. Anti-mask stuff, making fun of Biden for wearing a mask on the stage, having rallies as much as possible. This was a fucked up ass political thing in terms of whether you believed in the virus or whether you wanted to downplay the numbers, or you thought that hospitals were making up this stuff. All kinds of conspiracy theory, absolute disrespectful bullshit, while hundreds of thousands of American citizens have died over the course of this year. It still has not been a full year yet. Yeah. And it's raging. We'll be well over 300,000, maybe 350 before this year is out. And so there's not a whole lot to fucking celebrate. The other thing really quickly to point out, all the epidemiologists and the scientists and almost all of them earlier this year were saying, hey, in the winter months, shit's gonna get real bad. Yeah. People are like, nah, don't worry. You're just being an alarmist. You're getting out of control. Yeah. They were fucking right. You should have goddamn listened to them. But here we are with plenty of states running out of ICU beds. There's runs on hospitals. And the other thing, really quickly to point out, I know I'm going on and on,
feel free.
But I'm in healthcare. Healthcare workers are fucking burnt out. Yeah. Doctors are human beings. Nurses are fucking human beings. And you're just like soldiers in a war. The human psyche is not supposed to get used to seeing nothing but death day after day after day.
Yep.
That's not good for anybody. And so you thinking that doctors and nurses are just superhuman or whatever, have some goddamn mutant power, that they're just going to be able to endure this forever. Fuck no. They need breaks. And there's only a limited amount of personnel. So we're in a shitstorm healthcare-wise, and there's still fucking denial about it.
Yeah, so. And it's amazing to me that people are still in denial about it. I think, did I tell you about the story about when I went to Nebraska on the last podcast?
No. Oh, God.
Yeah, I went through Nebraska, and obviously, I wanted to go pick up my my oldest daughter. I drove from Michigan to California. And I go to a gas station, and on the door, there's a sign that says, no need to wear a mask. I'm like, are you fucking serious? So I'm wearing a mask. And so, of course, everybody's looking at me crazy like I'm black in Nebraska and wearing a mask. But it's just like, what the fuck? Like, why wouldn't you? Why are you not? And of course, it's exploding right now in Nebraska, and everywhere fucking else. You know, um, the fact that people won't take like a basic precaution during these times, and yeah, well, death rates aren't that high. I'm sorry, 250,000 people, almost at this point. That's a lot of fucking people. Like, if you want to talk about percentages, it doesn't. That's still people. Like, what the fuck is wrong with people today? If and our president keeps saying, you know, if one death is too many, but it's like, dude, it's almost 250,000 now. So when the fuck is too many gonna stop? You know, but people don't want to listen because we have our, you know, senior leadership out there not wearing masks, and there's already a fucking another explosion of the fucking coronavirus in the White House. Mark Meadows has it. A bunch of other staffers have it. It's no fucking surprise because they're not paying attention to their own fucking guidelines by wearing just basic masks and just social distancing. It's easy shit to do, and they're not doing it. You know, I can't believe that America is getting defeated like this by something that all you have to do is listen to experts and just, it sucks for a little while, but it'll, you know, if we had listened to this from the get-go, if everybody would have done it, if there would have been an actual federal plan, an actual, more than a mandate, there should have been fucking rules. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Not just suggestions. There should have been fucking rules. And they just played it fast and fucking loose because they want to keep the economy going. It doesn't matter. The economy is gonna fucking be fucked no matter what, because all the precautions that we didn't take, it's gonna be fucked. There's gonna be a reckoning coming to America, and I guess it's gonna fucking fall on Joe Biden now. So Joe Biden's gonna take a huge hit in his presidency. He likely will be a one-term president, like seriously, because he's gonna have to take steps to save lives that is likely going to fuck this economy up for a minute. But it needs to be done to save human lives. And I have no fucking problem with that. I really don't.
Yeah.
I agree completely. He's going, and it sucks to even, he's going to have to shut down shit. Like, we're going to have to do a government shutdown. Like, that seems to be where the train tracks are headed for. And a lot of people, I mean, even during his debate, they locked him into that statement where, like, no government lockdown, blah, blah, blah. It's just like, I even winced when he said that. I was like, I see where this is going. We all see that we are just skyrocketing because the problem is people are so obsessed with freedom or whatever, and they consider that freedom is being infringed upon because of science and being able to not wear a mask. And people can't separate the necessity of the greater good with their quote unquote, and they refuse to accept that. All right, even though it's a dumb freedom to fucking so-called give up, they're not about it, and it's the selfish people that are completely ruining it for the rest of us. I was completely horrified, and I love college football. College football is my fucking thing. And I did not want them to play college football. I was like, you cannot control a college campus. You can't control what goes on in a fucking dorm room on a college campus.
Yep.
And I watched the Notre Dame Clemson game, where it's the number 1 versus the number 3 team in the country, and Notre Dame upsets them. Of students poured onto the fucking field, and we're just having a fucking Woodstock Festival fucking party. And I was like, these people in fucking Indiana, in South Bend, Indiana, are exactly why my fucking mom can't see her fucking grandchild. Yep. These fucking selfish motherfuckers who can't just be like, yo, 6 feet apart, blah, 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 blah. They can't, they're just like, freedom, can't tell me what to do. Fuck the government or whatever. I'm a free-willed spirit. And they just keep sending us back and back and back, and it's just like, what do? We can't do anything, because even if you put these restrictions, you put these laws. I saw Utah brought a hammer down to it.
$10,000 fines. I was like, holy
I mean,
shit.
hopefully they enforce it, and hopefully people fucking listen. But there's still gonna be those people. You
I mean,
try doing that in some of these like rebellious, like Mississippi, Alabama like states. They're gonna be like, nah, this is war. They're taking my freedom away. They're gonna come for my guns next, and we got to fight over masks, over fucking science and just public health. It blows my fucking mind. I don't even know what to say. I'm speechless.
Yeah, it's go ahead.
Go ahead. I was gonna say it's weird. It's weird on the selfishness point because you're right. They are selfish, but it's even in your own best fucking interest. Even if you're completely only about you, if you're protecting yourself more, that's a good thing. You know what I mean? And the other thing I'll say really quickly is, like we're doing right now with this, obviously Zoom or Google Chat or whatever we're using, there are people, hundreds of thousands of people, Americans, that had to say goodbye to their loved ones via this terrible ass fucking technology, and that story isn't being told enough. The nurses, the doctors, the people in the hospital trying to put the little iPad up to the person in the ICU bed, they know that. But like, for whatever reason, that's not sticking in the American psyche that this shit sucks, not just for grandma, not just for grandpa, but it could be for a whole bunch of us, even some relatively healthy ones. And no matter what, not being able to say in person goodbye to your loved one is some shitty shit.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Well, it's getting to a point to, like, literally, this is what most Americans don't seem to realize at this point in time. As somebody that's in the military, it's fucking Veterans Day. Thank me. I'm just saying. Also, yesterday was the Marine Corps birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, this is really showing our enemies how to defeat America on, like, a fucking just basic level. That we cannot, as a whole, just, like, sit down and listen to how to avoid a fucking virus. Like, what the fuck? Like, we talk, when you go to like, a General Yamamoto, back in, like, World War II, when he was talking about waking the sleeping elephant. He was sleeping elephant. He was saying, basically, if you went to America and you tried to invade the mainland, there would be a fucking gun under every single blade of grass. Totally fucking true. But if people are sick as fuck in America because they don't want to take basic precautions, it's like you're giving our enemies the fucking playbook on how to beat us on where we're our strongest. Don't get me wrong, our military is strong as fuck. But the main reason why most people don't want to fucking fight America on the mainland is because we're fucking full of guns. But if you can't lift your fucking gun because you're coughing and shit and get everybody else fucking sick and shit like that, like, that's out the fucking window. And people, they don't even want to think about that shit anymore. It probably doesn't even come into their fucking heads because they're fucking morons. But it's just like, come on, we're living in these weird, like, economic times and, like, times of, like, these really strange wars and shit like that. And we need to show some sort of leadership other than just our top leadership. We need to show leadership from our fucking citizens as well. Like, how to be actual decent human beings and protect our fucking selves from each other. But people are being too goddamn selfish. And I fear that our own, one of the things that we touted to be, like, one of our top things that America is known for is, like, freedom, right? But I feel like our freedom has fucked us at this point. It really has, because people don't want to talk. Like, you hear people talk shit about socialism. It's like, yeah, socialism for, like, Marxism and shit like that, yeah, it's bad. But we have fucking Social Security. We have all these other social programs that do work and integrate in our societies. And I'm not for, like, socialism, like, at all. But I think that capitalism is on its way out. And I think that there's, like, a lot of shit that we can probably learn to be, like, a hybrid from capitalism and socialism. But people just, they hear the word socialism and think it's like the fucking, like, the boogeyman. But it's like, nobody's talking about making this a socialist fucking country. What they are talking about is actually helping other Americans. But this is showing us now that nobody gives a shit about helping other Americans. They just want to help them fucking selves. That's it.
our society can't see the long game of it. Like we want instant gratification automatically. I mean, even on like a simplistic level, like if I'm home alone and I don't got anything to do, and I'm like, yo, I feel like eating some chicken nuggets or whatever, and I have the option of, oh, I can microwave the chicken nuggets, or I could throw them in the oven and get a better quality chicken McNugget, and it might take 30 minutes. Most people fucking microwave the chicken McNugget anyways. We are being told, yo, shit's going to suck for a little bit, but it's going to be better in the long run, and people cannot get down with that program. They cannot see that, yo, the grind, you have to stay inside, get whatever it is that you need, save your money, blah, blah, blah. And people just they can't wrap their brains around it because they just want instant gratification. They don't understand. Fuck it, I'll go with the whole military reference. They don't understand sacrifice for the greater good, or whatever. And that's exactly what needs to be done for the whole of the country. People need to sacrifice little things, like going to the bar and going to the club or whatever for the greater good or whatever. So you can go to the club maybe next summer or whatever. But you're like, nah, fuck it. I want to go to the club on a Tuesday in fucking November. No, that's why we were not going to be able to go to the club fucking next summer, because your dumbass wants to be selfish.
Can I also say this too? The anti-intellectual bullshit is just way too rampant in this country, and we have examples from the rest of the world where they have much better holds on this virus. I don't understand this obsession with, if someone else in another part of this planet is doing something well, and we can model ourselves partially after them, then somehow that's a bad thing. Somehow that's dangerous. Fuck out of here. Canada's doing better on this. Singapore, New Zealand, whole bunch of places. Let's follow some of their goddamn guidelines. It doesn't fucking hurt us to try to emulate some things that are working elsewhere.
No, what's the ultimate fuck you to America? It's actually not a fuck you. It's just fucking embarrassing. Is that South Korea literally took our own playbook, was like, oh, we got a fucking pandemic. Oh, this is what America did. This is their playbook. Let's do that. They used 90% of what they did in South Korea was from America's protocols. And somehow America fucked it up. Like, what the fuck? How does that happen? It's like literally playing the Patriots and then beating them by using every single one of their 95% of their fucking plays. Like,
yeah.
How would you not know that that's what they're doing? It's like, come on, man.
Yeah, and there's still people who, even hearing that, will say, well, South Korea's got less of a population, but no, you can do it per capita.
Yeah.
You could look at it, you could slice it any fucking way you want with these goddamn numbers, and we're not doing well. We're number one on some shitty stats.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but America needs to be like I said, it's going to be a reckoning. There's a lot of shit that America needs to fix. That we all need to like just sit down and be like, hey, listen, we fucked up. We've been fucking up for a while. We've been touting the number one fucking flag for a while. And don't get me wrong, we're still technically on top, but probably not for long, to be honest. I mean, there's a good chance within my lifetime that America is going to slip from being the world leader, and that's going to be it. It's going to be a wrap. We're going to be looking at China or Russia or some other country, and we're going to be looking up to them.
All empires fall eventually. There was a time, if we were born in the 1800s or whatever, we'd think that Britain was the sun never sets on the British Empire. We can go down the list. I mean, the Egyptians, the Greek, all of that stuff. But it doesn't have to be so drastic if we just were smarter. But yeah, anyway.
If you look at where we're at right now, and this will be a nice little smooth transition based on in terms of like how we're being perceived in terms of like a global power right now. We are in some danger in terms of like being vulnerable to get fucked up. We have our entire way of democracy being questioned internally by damn near 48% of the population potentially, in terms of like, yo, I don't believe in how the government is selecting our leaders, and the person who is technically still in charge right now, he's checked out. He's completely checked out.
Oh, well, he's checked out on some things. I don't know if y'all been paying attention to what the fuck he's been doing the past 2 days. But he's cleaning house. Like he fired Esper, and then he fired like 4 other people that are in key roles in the DoD. So it's like, dude, I don't. If there's like a coup, I wouldn't be surprised. That's all I'm gonna say. Like seriously, I'm just like at this point.
This is where I was trying to figure out: is he going to do the coup, or is a coup going to just be like, yo, you got to get the fight? Because it's like, are there 2 potential coup sides going on? Right
yes, there are 2 potential coup sides. Yeah. Well, that's we talked about. Oh, I talked about it before.
Because that's what I was thinking about today.
Yeah. Yeah. Because he's putting in yes men into those positions, right? But then there's also like other folks that were, retired generals that are disenfranchised with him in particular, that have come out against him publicly, and that's what gives me hope against like having like not a coup that's on his side. You know what I mean? I would hope that most of the military would be like, hey, no, like the Constitution says, there's a new president. The votes are happening. You've clearly lost. You know, like don't get me wrong. If in the coming days, if they've magically found over 4 million or 5 million votes or whatever in whatever key states, and he is the president, then okay, then clearly he's the president. Like if he'd have won legitimately this time, I honestly thought he had a good chance of winning. But from all the voting says, he clearly lost. All right, so he needs to accept that. But if it does show that the Democrats did some shady shit and he got all these fucking votes or whatever, then yeah, I mean, that's something to look into. But the evidence has shown so far, every single one of his fucking lawsuits that he's had against all these various states, they've all said, we're good. Like, they're not showing clear evidence of wrongdoing. And it's for like piddly amounts of fucking votes too. It's like 100 here, 500 there. It's like it's not enough that would tip the scales. That's what's fucking really strange to me. So like he's wasting his time while Americans continue to die from this fucking virus.
Yeah, and he deserves to get shit on. He should concede. He did lose the election, period. And that's a full stop. But I'm also going to give a whole lot of shit. There's a whole bunch of folks from the Republican Party that also have done this back and forth. Well, we'll see when all these lawsuits work out, and I'm not so sure, or conspiracy theory this, conspiracy theory that, with no evidence. If you got evidence, put up or fucking shut up. But this isn't the way it should be, and I'm going to go one step further too. Now, obviously, I don't work for the government or anything like that, but there is a whole series of implementation and operational steps that are supposed to be going on during this time period between November 3rd and January fucking 20th, where the president-elect is supposed to get national security briefings. He's supposed to be meeting with energy sector, military sector, agriculture, all these things to make sure that on day one, he's prepared, has his people briefed on everything that makes the entire country fucking safer. That's not happening. It's not to protocol. It's usually dismissed because it's not something that a lot of us citizens see, and it's kind of behind the scenes Washington bullshit. But it's extremely important, and regardless of Democrat, Republican, none of that fucking shit matters. It's constitutional that you have to participate. You have to fund this shit. You have to do all of the operational handoff that's supposed to happen. That's not occurring right now. And again, it's a national fucking security threat. If on January 20th, there's some shit that goes down and right now President-elect, but then sworn-in President Biden isn't up to speed because of these delays. Holy fucking shit, man! This is someone who doesn't give a fuck about the country.
Thankfully, I think at a point in time, I mean, relatively recent vice president. I think that the damage that Trump is doing right now will be sort of minimalized in terms of like at least it won't be like let's just say it was Bernie Sanders, where Bernie Sanders has never been in a role that high up in terms of like being president. At least Biden was a vice president. I mean, I'm sure he can pick up the phone and call Obama and be like, yo, let me talk to you about some stuff that maybe I can do or whatever. And they can talk about that. So at least, thankfully, Biden has some experience with, he's not getting the manuals and everything day one, but at least he has a little bit of experience being like damn near at that position like 8 years ago. So with that part, thankfully, Trump isn't throwing us completely in the trash. But if you're a country on the outside looking at us, like, we look vulnerable as fuck. Like, if I was plotting on somebody's girl, and I'm looking and be like, yo, they fight you or whatever. I can come in and I can just dance and grind on this girl, and I can take your fucking girl or whatever, because you are arguing with her on some petty dumb shit, and you were just being stupid. If I'm some country, like, I'll just throw out North Korea or wherever, and you'd be like, yo, their democracy is shaky right now or whatever. Half the people potentially don't agree with what's going on and think that their whole government's a fucking sham. The president doesn't give a fuck about anything going outside of him counting votes and shit like that. Time to fucking DM that chick with a dick pic or whatever and slide right in. And that's essentially and it's, everyone can see that, how vulnerable we are, and it's embarrassing. I mean, I'm not one of these, like, flag waving, like, USA patriot motherfuckers or whatever. I mean, I love that I'm American. I love being here, but it's like, have some pride in the office that you were elected to. And I've called him a narcissist before. He is a fucking narcissist, but at this point, he's at levels that I didn't think he could reach, in terms of, like, he just doesn't give a fuck anymore. Like, normally narcissists, like, they protect their reputation, and they want to just be immune from any sort of dirt and grime on their reputation. He's not listening to anybody. I mean, you hear people, like, on the news network saying that they're whispering to you, they're like, yo, you need to chill out, do this gracefully, and he's just like, nah, I'm gonna do what I want to do. You can't tell me nothing. This is Frankenstein's monster, and, like, nobody can tell him what to do. He's not listening to anybody, and you can't even, like, carrot in front of him to, like, get him to do the right thing, because he's just so fucking drunk and high off the power that he had. He's refusing to let it go.
Yeah, I mean,
did have and transitioning it.
Yeah, I mean,
would other presidents, even, I mean, Bush to Obama, I mean, obviously it was a rough election period because Bush was getting hit over the head with a hammer for some of the stuff that he did with Obama. Even with Hillary losing, she conceded that night or in less than 24 hours after the votes were tallied. And we are not seeing any of that. And we have no sign that this transition period is going to happen anytime soon. And obviously it's not happening smoothly.
Yeah, I mean, it's just very strange that it's not happening this smoothly. But however, I've seen some good signs about this, because Biden has already picked, like, a transition team, kind of, like, covertly, and they seem to be very competent people that can smoothly move him into, like, this new role. So I'm not quite as worried to when he eventually gets the pick. But it's just the weird thing too, is that I don't fucking have a lot of confidence in Joe Biden as, like, a person, because I still have legit issues with, like, his how do I put it nicely? His cognitive abilities to be president. I mean, I do, and if people will be mad at me about that, but honestly, I do. And he doesn't have the greatest track record. Neither does Kamala Harris to me. But they have a better track record than Donald Trump. So we're clearly moving in a better direction as far as I'm concerned for this. So I will concede to that is they're clearly a better direction for this country going forward. And what he's been saying about he's going to be the president of all the states, no matter if they're red or blue, is a good thing to hear. And I'm seeing people on the right shit talking him about it's tone deaf. No, it's not fucking tone deaf that he wants to unite the rest of the United States, because there's 71 million people that still voted for this. To me, a madman, and they need to. I think Joe Biden and the rest of the Democrats need to understand their issues that they have with the government and with Democrats and with the direction they saw the country going. And if you don't listen to them, and if you don't, oh shit, what happened? Oh, Stitch is trying to join. Yeah, if they don't listen to those people, and if they,
Sorry.
no, it's all good. If they don't listen to them at all, and they just ignore them and just keep doing the whole Democrat agenda, then guess what? You got to hand the keys to potentially Donald Trump in 2024, or somebody worse than him in 2024. They can just pick up all his fucking votes and be like, I'm gonna be Donald Trump 2.0, and I'm gonna tell you everything you want to do, everything you want to hear, and we're just gonna run with that shit. And so if people don't recognize that, we're in a real precarious position in America. So
Yeah, that's where I'm nervous about, because I maybe naively thought that, people are going to see this clown for what he is, and it's going to be a full-on rebuttal for his racism and everything, and I was wrong, or whatever. Yeah, he lost, but it wasn't by what, in a perfect world, he should have lost by, or whatever. There should have been like a goddamn 85% thing, like, he's actively calling upon white supremacist groups to stand down, stand by, blah, blah, blah. People are just like, yeah, but, and there's no and but to that shit. And he's 70 million people, and that's why the Republican Party is sort of hush right now, because they're like, how are we handling this? Because he has, as it stands, the second highest total of populist vote in American electorate history. And the Republican Party seems to be like, maybe we don't agree with how he's handling it, but this dude's got a massive following, and we can, if we just let this play out or whatever, we get this dude to endorse us, that's 70 million potentially people that are on our side now. So it's scary but interesting, because it's like, all right, Trump did what he did and was just brash and whatever, but he's stupid. Like, he just didn't know how to code switch, and he just said whatever the fuck he wanted to say. But if you get like an articulate person that is saying the same shit that he is, that maybe the general person doesn't have their ears tuned to that dog whistling, I mean, I don't know the person's name in the future, but let's say somebody like a Ben Shapiro, who at least knows how to turn it off and turn it on and work the dials on what it is that he's trying to say.
No, you know what? Jesus Christ. I'm glad you brought up Ben Shapiro, because I listened to that dude like a few times, and I had like a modicum of respect for him. But today, like, I watched a video of him, because I know he doesn't like Donald Trump, but he voted for him, and he gave excuses on why he voted for him, and they're bullshit excuses. They're fucking total bullshit excuses. All right. And today he made a video about talking shit against Joe Biden, trying to unite America, and it's like, how the fuck is that bad? And it's just like, he gave all these fucking really lame ass excuses and all this stupid snowflake bullshit. And it's just like, he basically calling, Joe Biden a snowflake for talking about his feelings. And it's like, listen, man, you're lucky that he even gives a fuck. You know what I mean? You're lucky that the guy is willing to fucking offer you even a fucking olive branch from all the shit that the people on your side that have been talking against him and other people that are on the left. It's like, if you want to sit there and demonize somebody that is on your opposition side, that is offering you an olive branch, then what does that make you? Like, seriously. Like,
yeah, I'm not trying to say Shapiro is that guy, but I'm just
no,
that was the only name. Yeah, I'm
yeah,
just saying,
but there are a lot of them like him.
Yeah, somebody that is better with their words and being able to articulate their thoughts and to code their language better than Trump. Because obviously at the end, Trump was just like, nah,
No.
I don't even need to code it anymore.
Well, let's be really, really clear, and I got to push back just a little bit. Trump was exactly the same person in 2016, prior to 2016, as he was all 4 years. I mean, listen, he started his political career with I don't believe the birth certificate of this black man because he's black. He's talking shit about well, just from the New Yorker standpoint, you were in the tri-state area. From the New Yorker standpoint, you can go back to the Central Park Five. There's plenty of examples of. You could talk about his lawsuits for discrimination against black people with his buildings in New York. Trump has been very vocal. It's never been a real dog whistle with him. It's always been pretty fucking overt with Trump. That's what I'm saying.
Well, for people like us that actually like do research and stuff, yeah. But people, just lazy ass general like Americans that aren't like that don't know how to work Google when you say that yo Trump's racist and they're like yo show me how Trump is racist or whatever, and you have to fucking present shit out like a book report to these people. They don't understand that, and I think that like while we all knew he was who he was a wolf in little patches of sheep's clothing. I think he became emboldened with a lot of stuff they did, where he was just like, "Yo, I can get away with all this shit." Where he's saying, "These people are suckers and fools. What are they doing this for?" When he's talking about like troops and stuff, that stuff didn't come out. Yeah, he got hit with the grab him by the pussy stuff, and people obviously were fine. I guess magically fine with that or whatever, and let that massive red flag go by before the election like 4 years ago. But just all the stuff where he's just like, yeah, I knew that it was a contagious airborne virus, but I didn't want to alarm the public. And they kept piling up this stuff over the years where he's just like, yo, he's still saying it. And he's saying it out loud, and it's like, they can't bury it was at the point where it's like, they couldn't bury their head in the sand about the shit that he was saying, because he's saying it in the middle of interviews. He said, stand down, stand by, in front of 30-something million people during a fucking national debate, the most watched during the Super Bowl. And he said, stand down, stand by, or whatever. And shit like, there's good people on both sides in terms of white supremacists and stuff when people are getting killed in Charlottesville. Like, he got comfortable in that ideology where he can say, I can say whatever the fuck it is that I want. My base has got my back. My squad's got me. And it just happened to be there was a slight number of people that said nah, and he was dethroned from his presidential title. But those numbers are still those numbers. And the playbook is there for somebody to pick it up.
That's what I'm worried about. Yeah, it's like we have disenfranchised people that are there, and that's like that's like a fear, like legit fear in my mind, is that the Democratic Party will continue to ignore these people and demonize them and call them deplorables and all these other fucking names, and not try to understand their problems and try to fix their problems, because they have legit problems. You know, they do, and they need to be recognized and addressed. But if you keep not addressing them at all, even if they're fucking racist, like, listen, racists still have fucking problems. Obviously, if you give them a way. Most people are racist in America, usually because they're fucking poor. Like, honestly, and they think that somebody convinced them that somebody brown or doesn't look like them is going to steal their fucking job, or they lost their fucking job, or some other fucking kind of bullshit. But if we show them a way to where we can all have, you know, we can all basically work together towards the same goal and really show them that, you know, brown people are not the problem, then I think us as America can be a better place. But we're not doing that. When you have somebody that's trumpeting, you know, these people are the problem, let's just throw their kids in cages and shit like that, and you're okay with that, then, you know, it's fucked up.
Yeah, I think that the the folks who don't want to get along with anybody aren't going to get along with anybody. Biden is the president-elect. He so far has said some good things, trying to do his cabinet stuff. We'll see what the next 4 years have in store. But you know, I'm thoroughly convinced, especially after the 2020 election, that there's going to be very few people out of the 70 plus million people that voted for Trump that just all of a sudden, no matter what's said or done, just say, oh, well, now all of a sudden now I love Joe Biden, or I love a Democrat or whatever like that. I think it's a polarized country. There's no doubt about it. But I'm also going to go back from a historical standpoint. For the most part, the winning president usually only wins a head-to-head competition by like 51, 52% on average. It's usually not some 67% landslide when you go back in all of these presidential elections. Usually someone gets close to half the goddamn votes.
Yeah, well, the thing is, like, what you just said, like, this is like, saying that these people can't be rationalized with or something like that. It's like, this is why people like Daryl Davis, he showed me that, I used to think that, you know, yeah, fuck all, they're just fucking racist, fuck those people, they're never going to change their ways. But Daryl Davis is a guy who literally converted a bunch of skinheads and KKK members into not being racist. And he's a fucking black dude that plays jazz, or not jazz. I think it's basically jazz, right? Not jazz.
It's some kind of, he plays some instruments.
Yeah,
cool.
he's a musician, and that's what gave me hope. That's why I was like, you know what? There's something there for that. There's something there to like really sit down with somebody, have a conversation, and show them that, you know, if somebody looks different from you, they're not necessarily that much different from you. Like, we all have the same wants and needs, but you need to have the conversation and not just yell at them that fucking you're wrong all the time. You're wrong, blah, blah, blah. Like, yeah, they're fucking wrong. But they also need to be explained to them. Like, they need to understand that we're all just human beings. And, like, his whole story just really, it gave me hope for humanity. Like, seriously. In a time where I was like, that was back when I was doing, like, all my fucking research for, like, all the racist bullshit in America. And, like, for him to come out, when I heard about his story, and I was like, man, there is a way out, but it's fucking hard. And I think that most people don't want to put in the work to do it. They just want to, like, let these people die on, or potentially die on the vine. Meanwhile, they get turned into, you know, potential domestic terrorists. I mean, we've seen it. I mean, we see it in kids with that fucking Rittenhouse kid. And we see it in various other, you know, mass shooters in America. Like, these are all disenfranchised, mainly white males in America. And it's unfortunate that people will just say that, you know, oh, they're white males are the problem. But it's like, do you not understand, like, what the problem is? Are you interested in looking into that? Are you interested in, like, resolving that? Or are you just going to, like, demonize white males? Because if you're just going to demonize white males, then it's going to keep being a fucking problem. Like, you need to understand that they have problems too.
Yeah, but I just to be really, really clear though, Rittenhouse is a piece of shit.
Oh, like, yeah, he is. Don't get me wrong. Yeah.
Like, if you're like Dylan Roof or Rittenhouse, or like, you're killing people, shooting people up, you know, innocent people. Then
I'm talking about just stopping it before it happens. Like after it happens, obviously you already fucking committed the act, the despicable act. Yeah. What I want to see happen is stopping it before it happens, and it's potentially possible. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I think it was W. Kamal Bell that interviewed him too. So it was a good interview. It actually taught me quite a few things. But yeah, I'm sorry. I keep going back to this though. again, we're in this interim period between now and January 20th. It's not a whole lot of time. Yes, Biden's been VP for 8 years, but Trump needs to fucking concede, and everybody on Trump's larger team and party that's down with this, oh, you don't have to concede, never give up, file frivolous lawsuits that aren't true with no evidence. Fuck all this shit. Like,
yeah, this isn't fucking.
You're not gonna be able to come together when you got the president-elect who's not getting briefed on matters of national security.
Yeah, this is not 2000. Let's be very clear here. It's not 2000. All right, this is not just one state in Florida, and it wasn't like 50,000 fucking votes. It's really easy to fucking resolve. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's not that. It's multiple fucking states, and
Florida was 537 votes.
Yeah, okay, it's 500 something. Yeah, and it's like, listen, it's not that. It's multiple states, and he's winning by a lot. Even if you go by the Electoral College, he's still losing by a substantial amount. If he won the rest of the states, he would still fucking lose. All right? So I don't understand this whole thing up there trying to say that it's just like 2000. It's so ridiculous, these people that call themselves patriots that don't even understand basic fucking history in America. I'm fucking literally flabbergasted. That's what I am. Flabbergasted.
And it is gassing, just to be really clear, it's gassing up this sentiment of the election, even though it was fair, and Trump just happened to lose, even though he got a lot of votes. It's gassing up this sentiment of, well, it was stolen from us. What are we going to do about it? You know what I mean? Like, that's you talk about some dangerous anti-American domestic terrorism bullshit. You're saying the fucking presidential election was stolen from you when it's factually not true, and you're pumping up this bullshit conspiracy thing with no evidence, and that's where we are right now.
Honestly, go ahead. Stitch, go ahead.
That's why I said. That's why I was so. That's why I was so enraged. I was like, he's putting the kindling down, the fucking dry firewood, the kerosene during all this stuff when he's talking about voting by mail. There's chances of fraud and blah blah blah. He was on fire for several months, or before the election, and saying, "Oh, this place is whatever. This is shady here, etc., etc." Like, he put all these pieces in play, and now we are in full on out of control tire fire at this point. But this didn't happen overnight. Like, we were saying this, like, during the election, he's like, "Oh, absentee ballots are different than mail-in ballots," and all this bullshit that he was trying and tinker with to get to where we're at right now. This is part of his plan, and it's going through exactly how he wanted it to.
Yeah, this is literally like, if the guy literally was Putin in a fat suit, like, I wouldn't be surprised. Like, this could not have gone any better for Russia at this point. And I see people motherfuckers that I was in the Marine Corps with are still sharing obvious Russian propaganda fucking memes on Facebook and various other social media platforms that are just trying to adding more fuel to the fire to this shit. It's like, do you not see what the fuck you're doing? Like, the fact that my own military members are fucking doing this shit, it's just like, it's fucking amazing to me. In the meantime, we go back to it again. We're in the fucking middle of a pandemic. People that need economic relief are not fucking getting it. And they're still trying to overturn fucking the Affordable Health Care Act, which I was not for. But at this point, the only reason why I wasn't for the Affordable Health Care Act is because it just forced people to fucking pay into a corporation, which I think is fucking bullshit. Like, if you want to do socialized healthcare, then fucking do it. Like, just go all the way. Don't force me to don't find me for not having insurance. For me, that was the main problem. But if you want to, like, fund it through if you want to actually have a plan to fund it through taxpayer dollars, I'll be more willing to at least listen to your fucking plan. But the fact that right now our current sitting president is trying to repeal the Affordable Health Care Act in a time during a pandemic, and he has no fucking plan of his own, he has no fucking plan. He's been saying he had a plan for the past 3 whatever years, almost 4 years. He has no fucking plan. It's not there. If he had a plan, he would have released the whole fucking thing. It'd have been step by step. It's not even the fucking platinum plan. At least the platinum plan had fucking bullshit ass fucking points on it, and they're all bullshit points. But there's not even bullshit points with the fucking healthcare plan. There's nothing there. It's like people need help, and you're not helping them at this time. It's fucked. We're fucked.
Yeah, man. Oh my god. Oh, so much happiness going on.
Let's switch up to something more happy. I'm sorry. God damn it. We did it again.
We were talking about the PlayStation 5.
We were, but we got. It's my fault.
You two have yours pre-ordered. You're living high on the hog.
Well, no, I'm not.
You're dunking on us all.
No, I'm not because. Well, you're getting yours definitely, Stitch. I mean, I don't know.
I told the lady at GameStop, I'm like, I will be outside with a fucking hose to make sure nobody tries to burn this GameStop down, because they're like, yeah, we have them in the back or whatever. I was like, well, I will protect this building with my life.
Well, I'll check out my order right now because let me see, because I ordered it like in September or some shit, and it has not shipped yet. So we will see. I'm gonna check my order in a second here, but yeah, the fact that it hasn't shipped has me a little worried. So I'm pretty sure. Oh shit! Well, Miles Morales just shipped, so I'm getting that shit tomorrow. All right, but apparently my fucking PS5, not so much, because I'm getting it to fucking Walmart, which I fucking hate Walmart. This is the first time I've ordered anything online through Walmart.
You got peanut butter with no jelly.
Bro, I was fucking.
How does that?
I was so desperate. I was like, I need it from I don't care where it's coming from. I got 2 cheeseburgers.
Cereal, no milk.
Yeah, it's still preparing order still from Walmart.
God damn it, Wally World.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
so
everyone's excited. Everyone's excited. This is the start of a new gen. Even the all 3 of the Xbox fans in the world are excited about them getting their own new console or whatever. But here's what I want to say. God damn, the reviews for Miles Morales. Now, there was a whole lot of back and forth. And is it DLC? Is it standalone? Is it too short? All this other stuff. None of that matters. It looks like Insomniac, per the reviews at least, knocked it out of the park, as we all knew they fucking would. With another masterpiece. Perhaps even some are saying that it might be the best PlayStation launch title of all time in PlayStation's history. It's supposed to be that fucking good.
Yeah, you know what's funny?
I've heard people say this is probably.
Go ahead.
The best. Like I said, well, just to repeat, I don't know, but people are saying this is probably the best console launch lineup that we've had for a generation. Comparison to like the PS1, 2, 3, and 4, and now 5. Miles Morales, I'm excited for. Extremely excited for. I watched some of the little trailer commercial stuff going on for it, and I'm just like, yo, I cannot wait. And people are like showing gameplay. I've been trying to like hide my eyes because I want to see it, but I don't want shit to get spoiled for me. But I'm excited. But yeah, go ahead, Promise.
Yeah, I don't think that the PS5 launch lineup is actually that great. Like, there's only a few games. Really, it's like Godfall, Miles Morales, and Astro something. Like,
Astro Boy, the Demon Souls.
Demon Souls, yeah.
It's a remake, so I mean.
Yeah, it is a remake.
I'm gonna be honest, it's not great. Like most of the greatness comes from old games, because like obviously we're getting the PSN Plus collection. That's gonna be great, and we get to play all our old games. That's gonna be great. But the actual launch lineup is pretty fucking thin. But it's fine. I mean, I'm okay with it. I'm giving my honest fucking opinion on it. The actual PS5 exclusive games, it's way better than the fucking Xbox Series X. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But it's not a whole lot of games. Like, where's the Godfall fucking reviews?
They're just about they're about to they're about to drop, I think, in a few hours.
No, it's well, I looked and it's pretty fucking low.
I'm not excited about Godfall.
What? You're not excited? Yeah,
no,
I mean,
no. Godfall. Anytime where in my whole sort of thing that I have implanted in my head, if they are like releasing the embargo like within 24 hours of the actual game launch, red flag.
Yeah, I looked earlier and it's not great. So I will tell you, these are fucking launch titles because Sackboy's not even fucking out. There's not a whole lot of exclusive.
Sackboy's out.
Oh, is it out? Okay, so that's another one that's going to be in there. So that'll add to it. And Astro's Playroom is one of them. But most of the games that are on here are not exclusive titles for the PS5, and most of them are fucking remakes or ones that were on the PS4 or whatever the fuck that you can play on the PS5. But the launch lineup, not great.
Well, everything, even with the last generation, though. I mean, anything that's coming out with the, I mean, it would be sort of cutting off their money if they're just like, yo, you can only get this on the 5, you can't get it on the 4. I mean, last generation, the big one was Black Flag, if I remember correctly.
I mean, that's remember
on
the PS4 had no backwards compatibility.
Yep.
None.
Correct.
So all you had was what, Black Flag then?
No, yeah, there's a whole bunch of
Resogun.
games. Resogun. There's a whole bunch of games that were on the PS4 at launch.
Mac.
yeah, well, it wasn't great, but yeah.
Yeah. But let me say this too, though. You can't forget though. There are, again, they're both on the previous gen and the new gen, but you still have your Call of Duties. You still have the Ubisoft ones. Are they doing PS5 versions of the Ubisoft ones, the latest ones, like Watch Dogs?
Well, yeah,
and
Legion.
Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Well, that's the saving grace for this generation, right? For the PS5 especially, is that all the games on the PS4 they automatically will up. They're backwards compatible to the PS5, so that extends their launch lineup, but it's not an exclusive PS5 launch title, and that's the problem that I have.
Well, but also I will say this too, though. If we're in mid-November right now and it's just about to launch, I think that if you look at the first quarter or so, you're still going to have additional titles. Like we know that we're getting for free that PlayStation Destruction All Stars. Yeah, that's a true PS5 game. We know that I think in early first quarter, maybe January, February, we're also getting the new Ratchet and Clank, which is a PS5 game. Yeah. It's not at launch, but it's within the launch quote unquote window of the first 3 or 4 months.
Yeah, but we can at least agree though that the actual launch exclusive games for the PS5 it's a little light.
Compared to other generations, I'll have to look it up to see what actually dropped launch day. I don't know about all that, but I mean, we're also talking about most people still can't even get their hands on the PS5. So it's like, what's a game if you don't have anything to play it on? And most people can't, if they wanted to, get their hands on a PS5. So it's just like, yeah. I mean, all these games sitting on the shelf, yeah, that's awesome, but I can't do anything if it's sitting on my shelf and not to play it on.
You know which one I also forgot to mention, though, too? It's supposed to come out, and again, things could get delayed with COVID, I get all that, but it's supposed to come out within the first 3 to 4 months of 2021, that Kina one as well, the one with the girl with the staff and the whimsical kind of open world one, the new IP.
Oh, okay.
There was quite a few. Remember, if you go back to the PlayStation 5 kind of reveal thing, the first 6 to 8 months, seems like they were.
Okay, so
they had a lot of launch.
I'm rewinding the tape. All right, so there was 20 exclusive launch titles to the PS4.
What were those games?
Yeah. Okay, GT Sport, Concrete Genie, Yakuza 6, Street Fighter 5, Infamous Second Son. Last of Us Remembered, that wasn't really, I mean, that was a full old one, but Tearaway Unfolded, Ratchet and Clank, Uncharted Lost Legacy, Shadow of Colossus, that was a remake.
At launch day?
Those were launch. Those were
not launch day.
No,
no, these were not, you're right. What the fuck?
No way those were launched.
Yeah, what the
yeah,
fuck?
Infamous
Oh.
was not launch day because I loved Infamous, but that came out later. I loved Infamous. Infamous
Lost Legacy was years later. I know that.
I hate it when they're mixing in these games.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I will agree that it's not. They don't have like 15 to 20 games, brand new PS5 games at launch. But I think within the first 4 to 5 months, they got a pretty good lineup of new IPs for the PS5 that look interesting and a mix of old franchises
that are coming out. Yeah, eventually. But to me, it's just like I felt like the PS4 and the PS3 had a better launch lineup.
What was the PS3s? It's been so long. What was on that launch lineup?
Oh shit, it was a while ago. I actually didn't play the PS3 at launch.
I was listening to PS I Love You, the Greg Miller podcast, and they went over it on some of the titles, and I can't remember the threes, but a lot of them you have not heard. Like, it was just like X Games, ESPN's X Games, blah 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 blah, and like a bunch of random shit that I was just like, what the fuck was that? And even when they were reviewing it, they're like, I don't remember any of that. The four trumped the 1 and the 2 by far. When they went over like the 1 and the 2, the only one that stuck out to me, they're like, oh, Ridge Racer or whatever. And then they had like Madden and like Silent Scope kind of thing. The other ones were stuff that I had never fucking heard of. The 4 was decent, but Black Flag was what was their headliner from how I remembered. Resogun definitely was a under the radar at the time where it released, but was awesome.
That shit was great.
Fact.
Yeah. So was Warframe was pretty good too.
With this one, I'm not a Bloodborne, Dark Souls kind of person, but the game looks pretty legit. What was it?
Demon Souls.
The remake, Demon Souls or whatever. I'm interested because I'm sure it would look amazing, but I don't feel like trying to get frustrated and wanting to throw my new $70 controller out the fucking window. Anything. So you got that. Sackboy is Sackboy.
Yep.
That's gonna show off the graphics and how crisp and everything is. It's a fun little game. It's cool. It's not my cup of tea, but it shows off just it's eye candy. And then you have Miles Morales, Sackboy, Demon Souls, and then Bugsnack or whatever, which is not my cup of tea. Also, again, but it's being reviewed is pretty damn good. And then even Astro's Playroom is getting great reviews.
And we can't like just completely dismiss the third party. I know we've gone over it a million times on here, but Call of Duty and Assassin's Creed are monster franchises, and they got new installments coming out.
Yeah. It's so funny because I would love to get Kronos' take on this, even yours, Prodigy. I was seeing how people were talking about, I guess, with the haptic feedbacks in terms of like the trigger pull being different. I didn't even see Kronos there, but some of these like first-person shooters aren't like, it's got some weight to it depending on whatever gun it is you are shooting, which for me, I'm like, awesome, more realism. But I guess some of these gamers just like, no, this no fair. Why would I want that on? And they just want to be able to just turn, quick shoot, just reflex shoot, and I'm just like, that ain't it.
Yeah,
like,
here's the thing.
A little bit more realism.
Yeah, it sounds fun. Listen, the overwhelming number of gamers, 98, 97%, even the folks who are going to buy the PS5, haven't even touched the controller. So, anybody talking shit about, oh, I don't want that or I don't want this, wait till you touch it. Wait till you experience it for your hand. Someone describing a controller is not the same as you experiencing it for yourself. And then secondly, we're in the golden age of first-person shooters, man. From everything from Apex to Overwatch to Call of Duty to Battlefield. Shooters are pretty much king, right now. So yeah, the shooters are going to do very well. I see for the foreseeable future. They're extremely popular. We're getting a new Rainbow Six coming up sometime next year too.
I was able to look up the for the PS4 day one launch days or whatever. Angry Birds, Star Wars. Yeah, the Assassin's Creed, Black Flag, Call of Duty Ghost. That was legit. FIFA 14, Battlefield 4, Just Dance, Injustice, Among Us, Lego Marvel or Marvel Lego, um, Madden 25, NBA 2K14.
Yeah.
And then I'm showing Flower, Killzone, Shadowfall, Knack, Resogun, Soundshape, Escape Plan, and Flow.
Killzone was
We
dope.
also have
Shadowfall should have been better.
Warframe, Contrast, Pinball Arcade, Super Mother Load. I don't remember that one, but yeah, those from the list I pulled up were the PS4 launch title games.
Well, you know what's crazy? What's crazy to me is that there's been no like new Killzone announced, and there's been no what was that other one where it's like the alien one? Resistance, yeah, Fallen Man. Like, there's been none of that shit's been talked about. There's a bunch of like really missing. They actually missed the whole generation. That missed the entire PS4. Like, it went on the Vita.
Yeah,
was it something with those studios?
Yeah, you're right for Resistance in terms of missing the 4, but the other thing that was amazingly surprising to me is there was never even a Resistance remaster trilogy.
Yeah.
I thought that would have been an easy moneymaker. If you'd put all 3 games, remaster those, that would have done good numbers for the PS4.
Yeah, I totally agree. And there's a few titles like that where it's just like, what are you guys doing? And there's no Metal Gear yet, but I think Metal Gear is done. But Kojima is going to do probably another game for the PS5. I think he's talking about doing a horror game.
Oh, that'd be cool.
So we'll see about that.
But if you go back though, like one of the things that probably killed Killzone, and first of all, Killzone was touted as this Halo killer or whatever, but Halo kind of killed itself.
Yeah.
But the thing is, that's
Guerrilla.
Guerrilla.
Hold on, let's be honest though. Killzone, while I love the game, it was not a Halo killer.
Oh yeah, I agree. I'm saying it was touted. It was touted as this. It's going to be a Halo killer. It was never fucking that.
I just wanted to make sure that people thought we were like fucking fanboys, even though I love the game and I don't like Halo that much, but it's not a fucking Halo killer.
No, nowhere close. And the first one, let's be clear, the first Killzone was awful. It's almost unplayable. It's so fucking bad and janky ass. Killzone 2 and 3, very solid.
And the one on the Vita was really good.
Vita,
yeah, it was really good.
The one on the Vita was really good. I still play that every now and again. But Shadowfall was slightly underwhelming for a lot of people, especially as a launch title. And then you have to remember that Guerrilla made Horizon Zero Dawn and did much better.
Oh, yeah.
So that's going to be their bread and butter, and that's supposed to come out in 2021 as well, hopefully. It may be delayed, but and one other thing I was going to mention when we're talking about the launch lineup and everything, if we're including third parties, again, we're all thinking, even though it's technically a 4 game that's going to be backwards compatible and playable on the 5, CD Projekt Red's Cyberpunk is supposed to be the big, fall title that everybody is going to be hopefully playing, but that may get pushed again through no fault of Sony.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. CD, I mean, go ahead.
Go ahead about CD. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Listen, I haven't canceled the game because I still believe in their vision. I'm just expecting a gigantic fucking patch for the game, which is going to be a fucking huge shock to people that are buying the PS5 on digital. Let's say goodbye to your fucking hard drive because it's going to be fucking huge. Because the game already went gold, so it's already probably printed. They probably already have all the fucking discs made. And you're going to get this, you're going to get the game in some gigantic fucking, probably like 20, 40 gig patch that's going to eat up your fucking less than 700 gig SSD hard drive.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it is what it is. For everything that I've been seeing about the game, it still looks amazing to me. Everybody that's played the game, that's played it like like the beta and the alphas, they all say it's amazing. So I'm still looking forward to it. It's just really unfortunate that whoever plans their timeline, whatever masters are whipping their fucking employees, they just fucked it up. You fucked up your timeline. If you'd have just said it's coming out in fucking 2021, I'd have been fine with that. And like some folks they're trying to exaggerate like how long the game's been in production, but it's like, listen, you only know about that because I think it was like 7 years ago. They had like screenshots of concept art, and like to me,
Yeah.
it's like that doesn't tell me shit. God of War was in production for like fucking 8-9 years,
Yep.
you know. So it's like, and the game was fucking amazing. So it takes time to make good games. Let's not forget about that shit. Let's just let them get the thing done, and then save your criticisms until the final product is out. And if it sucks, I'll be the first one to tell you it fucking sucks.
Yeah. But the other thing is, I'm fairly confident. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I'm fairly confident that CD Projekt Red is going to utilize this game, if it's a hit, if it's successful, as this like jumping off platform for this brand new IP and brand new franchise, adding multiplayer later, adding different modes, possibly doing a sequel way down the line. I mean, who knows? With their reputation, this could be a baby version of GTA 5 greatness and longevity. Maybe. We'll see.
Maybe, yeah.
Did we talk about the storage issues last week with the PS5, or did we?
I mean, I mentioned it before. Like, I knew from. I mean, that's the reason why I got the disc version of the PS5. Wait, you said PS4. What are you talking about?
I'm sorry, PS5.
Oh, okay. I thought it was something new. My bad, man.
I'm sorry, my Andy with sad eyes. She knows her days are numbered. Old Yeller, gonna have her look at the flowers like in The Walking Dead or whatever. You know. No, sorry. We've been through some stuff. I love you,
Yeah.
but
It's done.
It's a new you. It's a new me.
Yeah. I mean, people are gonna be. If you bought a PS5 digital, you're good for about 12 games. And then you're gonna hope that Sony's gonna eventually announce some compatible fucking external hard drives for the PS5. Because right now, guess what? There's none. There's fucking none. So, what is nice though is that I already know that there's gonna be. I think it's an NVMe, like an M2 slot, that is internal to the PS5 to expand upon. But the problem is that the PS5 has a custom NVMe fucking SSD hard drive, so they need to make larger ones, and this is gonna be a shock. I'm gonna fucking Negro Domus this for you. The cost of an expanded hard drive internal to the PS5 is probably gonna cost near the PS5.
Damn.
I've heard that the technology to do the SSD stuff is expensive as fuck.
It came down substantially. Listen, I'm in the fucking storage world. That's what I do for a living. I've been doing data storage since like 2003. So SSDs used to be fucking crazy expensive. It used to cost like $5,000 a fucking hard drive, or more. It came drastically down, but the amount of performance that the PS5 demands, because they have a custom SSD hard drive, it's gonna be fucking expensive, like really fucking expensive. And I don't think most people don't really comprehend that shit. They're thinking, oh, I'll just buy some fucking spinning disc external drive for my fucking PS. Listen, you're not getting PS5 performance at that point. The main thing about the PS5 is the performance of their SSD, because the architecture of it drastically reduces load times and all this other shit. And if you put all that shit on a spinning disc, your PS5 games are not going to work.
Damn.
So that's one of the main reasons why you haven't seen certified PS5 external SSDs yet, is because they need to have things that meet a certain specification, and it's going to be some fucking sticker shock. But I mean, it is what it is. I mean, we're getting into the realm of PC performance at this point, and from what I've read from all the specs, the PS5 could exceed PC performance, like seriously. And I'm a PC, used to be a PC gamer, but it's there. Like they can beat it, but it comes at a fucking cost. And if you don't want to pay, that cost, then I mean, it is what it is. Just don't complain about it. It's like complaining about the maintenance on a fucking Ferrari. You bought the Ferrari.
Yep.
So
I like it. While we're still on some gaming stuff, I have to mention this, even though this franchise has had a whole world of fucking trouble of late. In 7 Day happened, and it looks like finally.
Mass Effect.
Here we go. Finally, we're getting the original Mass Effect trilogy, which was a Xbox 360, and then a couple of the games came out on the PS3 franchise as a single trilogy, sometime by EA in the nearish future, maybe 2021. Who knows? I know what Stitch thinks, but what do you think about this, Kronos?
Oh, you're talking about the. Well, I mean, honestly, Mass Effect, the remaster trilogy is a long time coming. Like the fact that it didn't come on the PS4 it's fucking astounding. It's like they just left money on the table. Listen, BioWare, I know that you're all butthurt that you fucked up. What the fuck was it called? Andromeda. Was
Anthem?
No,
Anthem and
Anthem. Yeah, you drew 2 L's, but you had money in the bank. All right, the money in the bank was the Mass Effect trilogy. You could have taken those 2 L's and come out with a fucking instant win by releasing the Mass Effect trilogy, especially if you took the controls from Mass Effect 2 and 3 and put them on 1. That was the main problem with Mass Effect 1. I tell everybody this shit. If you're going to play Mass Effect, you play them all, but the first one, the controls are fucking garbage. All right, it's like trying to convince a new girlfriend to take this anal. Like, it's going to hurt for a minute. All right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's like that. But the story's great.
Yeah, and in its defense, and I'm not discrediting the fact that the controls are really wonky. We hadn't seen anything like that at the time, really, and so I'm trying to put myself in the frame of mind of what year was that? 05, 06?
Yeah, it was a while ago.
So I think as a rule of thumb, whenever you're going back 14, 15 years, you're not gonna love the controls of most of the games of 15 years ago. Most of them. Maybe there's a few that you love, but that one's so far back that it's a little rougher. But I mean, look, if they put all the DLC in there, and then even the Mass Effect 3 multiplayer, this could be a huge fucking hit. This is still a beloved franchise.
I'll fucking play it again.
Yeah.
Easily. I mean, it was so much fun. Seriously.
Yeah, man.
What is?
And then hopefully from there, and I've heard that they're going to have some of the people from BioWare that did some of the original trilogy working on this. Hopefully you can revitalize this franchise, because even as much as we all love 2018 God of War, before that was Ascension, and that was a step backwards for that franchise, and then they bounce back. So hopefully Andromeda in the Mass Effect franchise can be seen as their God of War Ascension, and they bounce back from that, and this franchise starts kicking ass again.
Well, the crazy thing about Ascension is that actually I don't think the game was that bad. It just the whole style of the game had aged, and that style of games, like, it just wasn't working anymore for like a lot of people. And then once God of War, Cory Balrog, I don't think he even worked on Ascension. Once he came back, and he had like this whole new idea on how to do God of War, I think that it was really refreshing, and it worked really well. And I think that the fact that he took like his own experience of being a father was an excellent idea. Because this is the problem that I have with, like, as I'm aging now, is that I see that there's people that don't appreciate when they talk about how, certain artists, they suck when they're aging. But it's like, listen, if you age with them, you might understand. And if you make it more accessible to people, that as you're aging, I give Metallica, like, this is like my perfect example. So like Metallica, when they were getting older, after like the Black Album, the albums were like they weren't great. It wasn't pre-Black Album. And then what was it? Death Magnetic came out, and to me that was like, to them was like back to form. And then they did their latest one. Fuck, can't remember the name of it now. Hardwired to Self-Destruct. And if you're an older guy and you listen to like Death Magnetic and Hardwired to Self-Destruct, they were fucking great albums. But if you were younger, like, you might not get it. But it brought them all back in because they were telling, they were doing songs about things that we would all understand. And I think God of War kind of did a similar thing. It's like having the archetypal, like, male protagonist doing super male shit is not going to work for everybody in 2018 when it came out. Like, we've all seen it. Like, we all get it. Kratos kicks ass. But Kratos is like a one-dimensional character. Like, in the other games. Like, he fucking rips people apart and he fucks chicks. But, like, having him have a kid and, like, really having that whole, like, an actual, like, fleshed out story, I think is what really helped that franchise out. So, yeah. And I think that a lot of game makers can really learn from God of War, because especially during cancel culture, I was fucking amazed that they made a new God of War during cancel culture. And it was successful. So, y'all, they need to take notes.
They did remove all titties and titty fucking though.
I had no were there titties in it? I don't even fucking know. It didn't fucking matter.
I don't think so.
I didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
I still got to be violent. I still got to beat the shit out of people. I got to teach the boy lessons. It was fucking great.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm really hopeful with Mass Effect. I feel like it does need to get a whole fucking refresh. As much as I love this franchise, I didn't touch Andromeda at all, just based on your review, and then even Old Ninja wasn't as fucking gung ho about it, and I was like, that's not a good sign for this fucking franchise. So if this works, and then here's my other thing too. Like, I'll use the example of Resident Evil was in a shit place as a franchise after mostly 6. But 5 wasn't everyone's cup of tea either. The one in Africa where you're killing a whole bunch of African zombies, that didn't go over too well. But they completely revitalized that. 7 was it's actually the highest selling Resident Evil. They went first person. They did it completely different. And it just fucking worked. They have like 4 DLCs. I still need to finish off of that. And then what they were able to successfully do is sell the old games, because it's been 20 fucking years. So part 2 and part 3 did really well. I know they're going to do a part 4 because everyone fucking loves that. And they have a part 8 coming out. So,
keep it rolling.
Sometimes you just need a refresh for a fucking established franchise, and that's one of the good things with video games. That a lot of times there's improvements over time when you look at the arc of most franchises.
Well, what's strange to me of being fucking old is that. I never would have thought in my lifetime, because this is me as a younger man, that you would see these refreshes of franchises come around and people would still enjoy them. Because there's people that are alive right now that have no idea about certain franchises that even fucking existed. Yep. And it's great that they get to retell these stories. Like Final Fantasy fucking 7 that got remade. I was like, to me, it wasn't even the fucking best one. People fucking love it because they're fucking young dumbasses. But whatever. But people, they're buying the shit out of it. And I think that there's a whole bunch of franchises that can be remade to have modern graphics and controls. I think that's the main thing. It's not even just the graphics. It's the fucking controls. Like, if they remade GoldenEye on the fucking Switch, like if they made a Switch Pro and they made a GoldenEye, bruh, they might as well fucking print money. They might as well print money. Like, seriously.
You know what's so funny, though? Like, I know you'd have to use a name from a nostalgia standpoint, but there's nobody under the age of 40 that knows what GoldenEye is and remembers that that's a movie.
Oh, yeah, yeah. They don't even know it's fucking James Bond, an actual movie, yeah.
They'll be like, this isn't Daniel Craig,
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was, fucking, what's his name? Forget his fucking name.
Pierce Brosnan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's also a book.
Wait, was that last?
It's
was
also
his
a book.
RIP last week?
Say again?
Not his, but what was the Bond guy? Was his RIP last week or was that this week?
It was last week.
Oh, Sean Connery last week.
Connery.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, what's crazy? People talk about Bond as like movies, but it's like they were based on Fleming books. So, yeah, it's not. They keep retelling the same fucking movies over and over again, but they're based on the same books. And while we're talking about 007, real quick before we switch gears here, is that there's stories about a new 007 being a black woman, and people are being potentially mad. Listen, I'm not mad as long as it's not fucking James Bond. You can make 007 whoever the fuck you want. 007 just means you have the fucking license to kill. That's all it means. If it's a woman, fine. Just make her an actual character that is well written, and she has an actual backstory, not just I'm James Bond but black and a woman. So you fit on those guidelines, we're good to go.
I'm also going to say this, and just because it's part of the movie franchise, even if you got a black woman as the 007, you better put some badass models in there. I don't give a fuck about 2020, whatever. No. James Bond,
what if they're all
as
badass?
a 007 franchise, has badass Bond girls, and that still needs to be part of it. If you don't have that, then you might as well take out the tech and the spy espionage shit too.
Prodigy, I'm fucked up right now. What if they're all badass Bond dudes?
Oh, God. So I'm torn right now. And this is like this
sexy ass old up dudes.
Well, no, this is completely sort of unrelated or whatever, because this just happened like real time live or whatever. So my Miles Morales finished downloading or whatever. So I was like, okay, cool or whatever. And I saw one of the guys on my friend list, like his profile picture is like Miles Morales, Spider-Man or whatever. And I was like, oh shit, that'd be cool, like to have as like my little profile picture or whatever. So I like hit the little button, and now the game is loaded up or whatever, and it's ready to play on the PS4 for me. It's like, oh, do I wait and play on the PS5 or whatever in like
just some hours? Yeah.
Or do I play on the PS4 and they're just like, yo, fuck it, I'll play it again on the PS4. I don't know what to do. These are first world problems. I don't know what to do.
Wait a few hours,
Prodigy, what are you going to do? Like, you are supposed to be the gaming, like, part of the gaming Illuminati.
Nah, he's gonna cuck it. He's gonna sit there in the corner and jack off while we all play it.
I know.
Yeah, you are that cuck life.
I clearly fucked up with the pre-order. I did not listen to you. I thought, oh, I'll just wait. Sony wouldn't do me like this. There's going to be plenty of inventory. God damn, was I fucking wrong. And you talk about some butthurtness. I'm still on the hunt. I'm trying to see if I can hook and crook, but it may be some fucking weeks. I'm going to be looking for those Twitch streams. And clearly, I'm just on some old man shit right now.
Prodigy, what are you talking about? You're black, and there's weak ass fucking little kids that you can easily steal from. I'm just saying.
Don't choke them out.
I've never done it before, but I know a lot of people that have like bag snatched people during like Halloween.
Yep.
So that's all you gotta do, or whatever. I mean, just catch somebody slipping or whatever while they walk out the store. Turn their corner to get to their car, and they're doing their Instagram or whatever, trying to get their fucking filter right.
Doing their duck lips.
You brag about your step count and how much you run on the treadmill. Ain't nobody supposed to be catching you, right? That shit's a test. Get your Usain Bolt on. Just run, snatch, boom, stiff arm to the ground, and then you're gone. Nice little 40-yard dash. You're gone out the window. Everybody's got a mask on. It's COVID times. You got a mask. Everybody's got a mask on. You can't be ID'd. You're good.
Yeah.
Just don't leave no fingerprints anywhere. You'll be good to go.
PS5 theft is like 2 stars, bro. That's it. You're good to go. 2 stars.
Not even 2 stars. 2 stars, they'll shoot at you on sight, I think, right? In GTA,
well, he is still black, so I'm just saying.
This is true.
Oh, man.
Get some makeup on, just go full. Rob and loot.
I mean, you guys got the game plan. You know what I mean? We're gonna keep it on the low, but I'm gonna find one way or goddamn another sometime before the end of this year.
Like, how are you supposed to hide from, like, because Twitter's going to be shut down because everyone's going to be talking about it and everything for, like, the next couple of weeks or months. You're not going to be able to get your hands on this shit for a while. Look at you. You're holding your head in shame. I see it. I see the shame.
Why aren't you? You should be on GameStop right now fucking refreshing. Seriously, they released some more tonight.
I might.
But you want the podcast. Yeah. I'm just saying, where your priorities at?
Exactly. You got a kid. You can send your kid out to mow people's lawns to get money for you. teach him about how taxes work and take his money to purchase your PS. It's like when the government takes their taxes to purchase an F-22 or whatever. That's all you gotta do right now.
An F-35, which is fuck.
Yeah, there you go. F-35 better.
Yeah. It was
some kind of
way over budget. I don't want to say a waste of money, but it's up there.
I tell you what, the F-35, F-16, none of them are preventing COVID from wrecking the country.
They are not.
Oh shit. I think we could save it, but I will tell you this. Maybe when Old Ninja and Blue get back, but I want to definitely dive into Mandalorian. Are you guys watching it so far?
I watched the first 2 episodes, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, of the second season.
I only saw the first one. You know what? I almost forgot how just well made it is. It just hits me in the nostalgic feels, man. Like, this is it.
Yeah, it's really good. I mean, I still love the whole like Western feel of it. I love that the variances between the episodes, like, it's not all the same shit. You know what I mean? Like it is. It also doesn't feel like a monster of the week, even though there were monsters in the last episode that I watched. They had these crazy looking like spider fucking crazy things that would have been monster fuel if I had not seen so many things in my life. But yeah, it was it's definitely enjoyable.
You know what I was gonna say is I was watching it with my kids, and it's a super family friendly show and whatnot. And I keep pointing out, it's a space western, and they're just like, you can't do a space western. And I was like,
Firefly, bitch.
I was like, you guys don't know about Firefly. Yeah. And then I was thinking, goddamn, Firefly was on almost zero for like the budget. You know what I mean? Like the production budget compared to Mandalorian. And with such a low production value, they created this fucking classic that should have gone on for years. I'm still fucking upset.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, they made Serenity.
Yeah,
but
that
you
movie
know,
was good.
So when I talk about like Firefly, and then the people would be like, "What?" I'm like, "You ever watch Serenity?" They're like, "Oh yeah, it was good." I'm like, "Well, then fucking watch Firefly. What the fuck is wrong with you?" But it's the same thing with like when I talk about Battlestar Galactica. Like people haven't watched that. I'm just like, Battlestar Galactica is literally like it's sci-fi royalty that people haven't watched, that are sci-fi fans. I'm just like, what the fuck? Why haven't you watched this?
You know what it was for that one? It was on a channel, sci-fi channel, that some people just never fucking watch.
Yeah.
But then I think when they had the writer's strike or something happened, and they started showing Battlestar Galactica on like CBS or some shit, and some people started paying attention, like, oh shit, this is fucking good. I was like, come on, has Edward James Olmos in it? You know what I mean? Like, he's always good. You know, so I fucked up with PS5. There ain't no fucking doubt about it. I'm gonna mention this, and shout out to Mile High Blurred. He hit us up. I think me and you, Kronos. He was just like, God damn it, why did I buy that Avengers game? I looked at the news. Square Enix was like, holy shit. And I don't know how this is possible. Again, remember they had last year the highest grossing movie of all time, $60 million loss for that fucking game, and it's only been out for 2 months. Holy fucking shit! They admitted it. This is a fucking albatross around their fucking necks. God damn it.
Take your victory lap, because you've been saying it from day one. This game ain't shit. It's still not shit. Ain't gonna be shit. It released. It ain't shit. It ain't gonna be shit. It ain't gonna be shit. And now they're admitting it. It ain't shit. It won't shit. It wasn't shit. It ain't gonna be shit.
I mean, dude. I gave it a chance. Y'all, I think I'm the only person on the podcast that actually played the fucking game. I played the beta, and I was just like, oh no. Like the beta was like, I was like, okay, this is very beta-ish. But like there's like obviously like problems that are in this beta. If they fix them, I'll consider buying the game. And then once I saw the reviews, I was like, oh, they didn't fix any of that shit that I was talking about. Nope. So fucking definitely don't buy this fucking game. Yeah.
you know goddamn well this is about to be bargain basement free to play in, I'm gonna call it, before June of next year. Free. And even before that, it's gonna be like $10-12. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I'll play it if it's on like the PSN Plus. I'll get it.
Yeah. Sure.
I'll play it, but it feels like a game that was made for the PS3. To be honest with you, because it still has like the whole. This is going back to God of War reference. They still have like what do they call them? Like the time. What do they call those fucking things? It's been so long since I've done this. Like the time fucking.
Oh, the buttons where you have to press it at a certain time.
At a certain time, yeah. There's a fucking name for it. Quick time. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like quick time fucking events and the whole thing about the loot system. I was like, if they would have just like left out the loot system, the game would have probably been a bit better. Cause like, listen, don't give me a loot system when like literally none of the loot fucking matters to me. Like it didn't change the way I played. It didn't change the way I looked. Like, why is this in the game? And they just left it in. It's like, fuck it, take these things. Yeah, take the L.
Marvel's too big of a franchise, and then I just love the fact that, again, Insomniac was like, let me show you how it's fucking done again. You know what I mean? Like, Spidey's coming hard, and then I will even say, not that we have a release date, but I'm fucking hyped for whatever's happening with that Gotham Knights with Batgirl, Nightwing, Red Hood, and all that. That I know it was only a little bit of a 2-minute trailer, but whenever that gets released, and take your time with it, that one has me fucking hyped from a video game, comic book standpoint.
Well, we know what we're getting. I mean, like the whole fight system is incredible. You know, like it's not just the fact that you get to basically play as like 4 different Bat people is going to be amazing, and the stories are always good, and the gameplay is always good from that whole studio. So I'm really looking forward to that shit. But you know what's crazy to me is like, I think they announced maybe like recently, but they're either remaking or making a new. I think they're remaking Prince of Persia.
Oh.
And so if you want to go back to like talking about like Batman games, like Arkham Asylum, Arkham Knight, and pretty much any like recent games, even fucking Ghost of Tsushima, it goes back to Prince of Persia on like the PS fucking 2 days.
Yes.
Where that was like the first kind of game where you had like this whole like, it wasn't really 3-dimensional, but it's pretty close to 3-dimensional combat, to where you can choose your enemy that you're fighting dynamically while you're fighting. And ever since that game came out, so many other games adopted a similar style, and the game never gets credit for it. They really need to get credit for it.
You're absolutely right. Like, I've heard very few people give it the credit that it deserves, but it's really like a spiritual successor, not a direct sequel or prequel, but a spiritual successor to even like the beginning of the Assassin's Creed franchise, like the Ezio ones.
Oh yeah, what's a similar thing? Like it's the way you fight. Like it literally, they take the roots of that to that game, and most people, it's another thing where it's like we're saying with like these remakes. People are alive today that don't even know that Prince of Persia existed. They also don't know that Prince of Persia was like a really fucking old game. Like I remember playing the fucking actual original, not the fucking.
Wasn't that on NES? Like the original? Or
I played it on a fucking computer game. Yeah, I played it on the fucking PC.
It was a computer. Yeah, it was PC.
Yeah. So I'd love to see that. The other one is, I mean, since we're talking about old games and franchises that need to come back, Siphon Filter and Silent Hill.
Yeah, those are good franchises.
Even SOCOM was like kicking ass for years and years.
Oh my god, I missed that so bad.
Yeah, so there's a bunch to fucking work with. But the other tough thing is there's so many games that come out. It feels like every week or two there's another big fucking game taking up all your attention, and a lot of these games will live on for months, maybe sometimes years, with a few of them. You know what I mean?
Well, and there's also games that they keep fucking not coming back, but they just keep having new content. Borderlands 3, fucking, Arms Race just, came out, I think, yesterday. I haven't had a chance to play it yet. I need to play it. I'm playing Watch Dogs Legion right now. It's an amazing game. There's some issues, but it's still amazing. Go ahead.
So give us a quick update on that, because you talked about it just last week in terms of like how everything was in the group or not, or if it was on the cast where you talked about how it was a little bit weird how there's not really a main character.
Yeah. So it actually gets even weirder. So there's no main character. You get to basically, if you have permadeath, there's definitely not a fucking main character, because if your person dies, then they're fucking dead. But in this game, it's been kind of amazing. As you play it, you get to meet people that you've interacted with as other people, or that have seen DeadSec work, and they're more willing to help you in real life. So like literally, there's been times where like I will Albion is like the main bad people in it. And there's times like Albion will like will beat somebody down. I'll be like, fuck that. I'm just gonna fuck these people up. I fuck them up in the beginning of the game. Keep going on with my fucking missions and shit. And then all of a sudden, like as I'm profiling people with my phone, it'll tell me that the person likes DeadSec and they're willing to help you because they saw you fuck Albion up before. And it's just like, and then it'll tell you, and like people with relationships too. Like there'll be people like that are on my team. Like I have fucking assassins that are on my team, and they have spouses. And like I remember when I went to go recruit like one of them, like I remember the spouse's name, and I was trying to recruit them, and like literally when I was trying to recruit them, I had to wait until like the morning. And when the morning came up, the door opened. There was a man and a woman came out, and it was those two. It was like the couple came out together. And I was just like, what the fuck? Like, it's crazy, like, the amount of detail they went through for, like, that kind of shit. To, like, connect all this shit together in a game. I've never seen anything like that before. There are still some glitches in the game that are kind of weird. But the fact that they can get that kind of continuity in a game right now is amazing. I think that the PS5 is going to expand that even further, and it's gonna be fucking amazing. But yeah, like never in a game before are you ever worried about well, except for maybe like the Nemesis system in what the fuck was it?
Shadow of War.
Shadow of War. Yeah. It's like that, but like on like a more like social level. You know, like sometimes you have a Nemesis, like when somebody kills you, it lets you know who the fuck killed your person, and then sometimes your people that are in DeadSec get fucking snatched up, and you got to get them back. So it's pretty cool. So yeah, I mean it has some of its faults, but like the positive sides of the game are really amazing. So this is probably my favorite Watch Dogs game, like easily, actually.
That's high praise.
Yeah,
that's a good new franchise for them.
Yeah,
you know,
they need to keep it going.
I mean, yeah, and then I think a lot of people are going to be, because it's so close to the launch. A lot of people are basically going to be playing it on the 5 or the Xbox, or the Xbox Sex or whatever it is.
Yeah, and I hope that they fix some of the technical problems in the game, because there's problems like I'll be driving a car. And then I'm looking around and I'll see a car disappear. I'm like, all right, I guess it's gone now, and that's very odd. And there's times where I'll be driving a car and I'll take a turn and I'll be on the straightaway again, and then all of a sudden the car will skip and then turn again. I'm just like, what the fuck is going on here? Yeah, it's like it's weird. So I mean, there's some glitches, but. There's been no game-breaking glitches that I've come across yet.
Good shit. I'm gonna quickly give just again one last piece of props. I've got that fever for the fucking Ghost Legends now. I'm way deeper into it now.
Oh, okay, I gotta hop back on it. All right, yeah.
Yeah,
it's fucking fun, man.
Oh my fucking god! I mean, you told us, you warned me, blah blah blah. I didn't know how much I was going to love being a fucking assassin on this game. Like, it fits, like, from a personality class standpoint to a T. in the shadows, but then I'll just go in guns blazing too.
I was gonna say that is not you. You're, like, who are you? You
Yeah.
know who this? You are not a stealthy motherfucker at all. You are just like, I'm just gonna just set off this fucking grenade just to set it off, and
So
then you're just kicking doors and running in.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. but what I do with the class is I'll go. I am invisible like Miles Morales, and then I'll just fucking like start wailing on people, guns blazing. It's so they're already stunned. It's and then when you get the team aspect of the balance, it feels like having your whole squad in Borderlands. I'm enjoying the ever loving fuck out of it. I can't wait to do some of the raids. I already leveled up to 50s, 60s gear score or whatever. So yeah, this is a fucking treat. I still need to go back and beat the goddamn campaign. I'm just telling you now, Stitch. Once you beat on Miles Morales, go backwards and play this Ghost, and then let's all get on there.
Well, so Ghost to play on the PS5.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I will. I guess my food chain right now is I got it. Miles. I'm going to do God of War on the 5 first.
Oh,
to take advantage of that whole PS, whatever it's called, library now thing, whatever, and then Ghost. Like I was all about doing Ghost, but last week my whole game backlog got fucked up because I was trying to make sure that white supremacy didn't win in elections or whatever. So it completely fucked up all of my gaming. So I'm a week. So now it's like I gotta bump it Ghost back a little bit, but God of War on the 5, especially with it, I guess remastered from right here, where they did a little bit of tinkering with some of the I need my eyeballs to bleed. I've been putting off for too long.
And you can do it now. The new TV. Yeah.
I need it. I need it.
And this is your second playthrough of God of War, though, right?
I didn't. No, I didn't. I didn't play the previous. Yeah,
that game's gonna hit you different when you're a father. It's gonna hit you different.
Yeah.
I've heard that plenty of times. So I cannot wait. It's gonna be epic, and I'm mad late to the party.
That's okay.
Mad late.
That you know what? This is a great year because we're being responsible American citizens and trying to socially distance and stay home and whatnot. It's a great time to catch up on fucking backlogs.
So
you know,
let me rewind a little bit to Ghost of Tsushima. What's crazy about Ghost of Tsushima is like it's like literally, it's like marrying a really hot chick, and then all of a sudden, 3 months later, she turns into Beyonce.
Yeah,
it's just like, what the fuck? How does this happen? Like, because for y'all who don't know,
No.
like when
it'd be like Yennefer from Wish.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Well, but you wouldn't marry the pre-Yennefer, but yeah, because I mean, Ghost of Tsushima was already great, and then all of a sudden out of nowhere, they're just like, "Oh, you want more content? Here you go, bitch!" And I was just like, "What the fuck?" And it was like legit, like Legends I didn't see coming, because when I was done with Ghost of Tsushima, I was like, I want to play more, but I have no reason to anymore. And they're like, okay, we'll give you New Game Plus. We'll give you fucking co-op multiplayer. We'll give you fucking raids. We'll give you a whole new fucking way to play. I was just like, dude, what the fuck?
Uncle Ira, like from Avatar. When I heard that voice, I fucking died.
He's not. I mean, he's the second actor to do the second voice actor.
Okay.
The original guy died.
Okay, but the voice is still so fucking familiar, though.
So hold on, I'm gonna explain to you why it's confusing that you think that that's like Iroh from the beginning. Is because when Iroh died, remember if you watched all of Avatar? Iroh, remember when he got arrested or whatever? He got taken into custody for the Fire Nation.
Yeah.
That's when the original voice actor died. And so remember when he didn't talk for like forever?
Yeah.
And so we all forgot like what he sounded like. And then he started talking. It's like, oh, it's Iroh again. That's how they mind fucked all the fucking viewers.
Gotcha. Yeah, well, they did a great job because I just when I heard the voice, I was just like, wow, this works. This gets me hyped.
Yeah.
And then yeah, it's a great squad based game. It does not feel like it's just oh here's a lazy add on
No.
because we want you to spend your V bucks and whatever. No, here's free additional triple A quality. Basically like the Mass Effect 3 multiplayer or like Borderlands 2 or Borderlands 3 on a small scale. Just high quality shit. Here, get your fucking dick wet with this awesome samurai shit.
Yeah, and the way they changed the existing character models, like the new, there were quote unquote new enemies, but they're basically the same character models, but they just like modified them a little bit. It was still fucking awesome. Like the guys that had like shared a fucking life force and the woman that would make basically everybody fucking invincible and shit like that. Like I was like, oh, this is fucking dope, but it's the same shit, but it's dope. You know?
Yeah, the ones that throw the crows at you.
Fuck those. Doing those guys solos is fucking hard.
It's challenging, but there's also great rewards. I mean, again, this is definitely going to go up there for. I still give the slight edge. I have not changed my opinion on Last of Us, but I tell you what, this is going to give it a run for its money in terms of this year. This is a great year for gaming.
Yeah.
So, all right. Should we wrap it up? I do want to talk. Yeah. Should we wrap it up?
Yeah. I mean, we can. It's fine.
I guess.
Yeah.
Oh wait, hold on.
All
Real
right.
quick before I wrap it up, I gotta say because I'm a Marine. Yesterday was the Marine Corps birthday, and I will say it's funny because like one of the guys in the chat is somebody I met from yesterday when I was heavily drinking during the Marine Corps birthday. My friend Enrique, also known as DJ Exceed, he was a legit DJ in LA, and he did a Facebook chat yesterday, like a video chat, and I got to see a bunch of Marines I haven't seen in fucking forever, and drink and catch up with them, and it was like one of the most fun things that I've done in a long time. Like literally, I had somebody like one of my best friends from the Corps. He joined from fucking Germany at like 3 a.m. for just a little bit, and I consider him family. Like he's my oldest daughter's godfather, and,
nice.
He joined at 3 a.m. And another friend of mine, Kevin, who I didn't get to talk to for very long. But it was just great to like see all like my Marine buddies again, and like folks I didn't know before, like the guys in the chat, Papa Bear, Daniel. We're gonna do something coming up sometime soon. Do some sort of podcast or something. Y'all see in a couple of weeks or months. I don't know when it's gonna be, but yeah, it was just really cool to like catch up with like Marines again, and like it's easy for me to like detach myself from the Marine Corps because I don't interact with that many Marines in my normal life anymore, and it's kind of fucking sad. But it was cool to like just catch up, and I need to do it more and more often. And today is Veterans Day, so for all my vets that are out there, which includes the folks that are in, I think I was heavily drinking, and I was like, Veterans Day is for us that are out, but it's not. If you're in the military, after 6 months, you're considered a veteran. You are a veteran, not just considered. You're a veteran unless you get dishonorably discharged or something like that. But yeah, it was cool to see like my military family and really appreciate them and just talk and bullshit and talk about all our problems. I got to listen to a new book called The Kill Chain. I'm listening to right now from suggestions from Daniel and Enrique, and it's listening to a book about how America's military has fucked up on like a really analytical level, and it's just like shit that I knew from being on both sides of like this fucking story. I was, I'm a Marine, but I was also a military contractor, and it's like seeing like all the fucking problems broken down on like an intellectual level, and I'm looking forward to seeing his solutions, because I have like things that I would do, and as being up from both sides, but I want to hear about this guy's solution because he sounds smarter than me. So,
who was the author again? One more time, Chronos?
The author is, I think it's Christopher something. I'm sorry, Christian Bros, and it's called The Kill Chain.
Okay.
And it is it's really good. I mean, actually, fuck it. Even if you're not in the military, it's really good to understand like how military systems work and how our enemies think. And it's some of it. I mean, honestly, I'll be honest, is like it's anti. It's obviously going to be anti like China and Russia, but it's for a reason. I mean, if you're in the military, I mean, no shit, right? So
Yeah, I mean,
and
those are some enemies.
yeah,
I mean,
and it actually gives real reasons why they're problems, not just China, the China virus, blah blah. You know, it's not just stupid ass fucking rhetoric bullshit. They break down exactly how China and Russia are issues with America, with like legit reasons. So it's not like I wouldn't call it propaganda necessarily.
Okay.
There's some stuff that is like it maybe touches on a little bit, but to me it's not like it's not overtly propagandistic. So yeah, because to me they're all valid concerns that even I have. So anyway, yeah, it was just so for all y'all that are listening to this that are in the military or were in the military or appreciate the military, happy Veterans Day, and the Marine Corps birthday is always first because we're better than all of you. I'm just saying. And fuck the Army.
God, yeah, I knew he was gonna do it. I knew he was gonna go there. These were Kronos' words. The rest of the podcast is not saying anything disparaging about the Army.
Hey, if you're in the Army, fight me. If you're in the Air Force, I guess write a mean letter. You know, if you're in the Navy, tell your boyfriend to come fight me.
God, dang.
I got jokes.
God,
I got jokes. What was the other one? The fucking
Coast Guard?
No, Coast Guard's in the fucking Department of. It's not even Homeland Security. It was they're not even in the
Space
military.
Force?
No, the Coast Guard is actually. It was the fucking. It's not. Somebody's gonna listen to this and be like, you know what the fuck to say. They're not actually. They're in the military, but they're not in the military. I think they're in Homeland Security now, but they used to be something totally separate.
Oh.
And I forget the name of it. They serve a purpose. Don't get me wrong. Like definitely keep protecting the coast, but they were not traditionally considered to be in the military.
Scorched earth.
I don't give a fuck. Like I said, fight me. But if you want to fight me, wear a mask, please. Just wear a fucking mask. Then fight me. We're good to go.
Responsibly.
No, what the fuck? Wait,
right.
hold on. What was the Department of Transportation? There we go. It was the DOT, Department of Transportation. That's what they traditionally were.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
That's really good to know, actually. We get civics lessons in between our bullshit.
Well, see, I've been drinking, but I also took nootropics, so I'm like half retarded right now.
Civics
Steph,
ought to
what
be
you got popping this
mandatory in
week?
high school. Oh shit! It's about to be PlayStation 5 weekend. I'm going to close out, turn the lights down low, and just be with me and the PlayStation 5. I don't know what I'm going to do now about, and I'm such a hypocrite because I talked about this whole like patience culture and everything, and I want gratification now. I need my Miles Morales right now. So I'm on the 4, and then when it comes time to pick up the 5, I'll just be like, sorry, 4. I'm going to the 5, and I'll replay the same shit over again. I kind of don't care. So that's probably what's going to happen. Other than that, I don't even know. I can't focus on anything outside the 5. I'm going to rearrange the whole media setup and move the 4 to Storm's room to set up the media in there so she can watch little kiddie shows on the TV there and stuff. But it's all about me right now. This is what I've been waiting for. I'm gonna be selfish and gonna enjoy the PlayStation 5 and have a blast. Try to set up some because I guess now you can do. I don't know if I'm late to the party, but I guess you can do a profile picture in your PS5 profile, but you can also have a banner background that you can make whatever custom image that you want. Which, because I've never tinkered with it before, I'm just seeing it now. So maybe I'll do some creative shit with that. So yeah. Other than that, just chilling, and yeah, good time.
All right. Kronos?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to possibly getting my PS5 tomorrow. I don't fucking know. It's like, because, it's Walmart doesn't want to tell me if I'm going to get it or not. I feel like Smeagol right now. I want my precious. I'm just like, give me my fucking shit. But if I don't get it tomorrow, it's fine. I'll just spend more time with my family. And not be playing my PS5. Other than that, yeah, it's I'm still missing all of you guys. I don't say it enough. I got to see. Actually, no. Most recently, I got to see Stitch, but I couldn't touch him. Couldn't give him a hug. I got to see him and his cute ass daughter. So yeah, and Megan too. I got to see Megan briefly, but it's just like
Lilo.
Oh shit, sorry, but yeah, not seeing all of you is quite strange in my life.
It's weird.
And eventually, we're gonna get all of us into the Infinity Base, and we will keep making more and more content, and I will feel my mental health will be much better. I will just put it that way if I can have a normal life again. But America keeps fucking up. We keep people keep not listening and then getting mad that we didn't listen and we have consequences for not listening, and people keep getting infected. It's like, maybe if everybody around you has gonorrhea, don't fuck anybody. Sounds reasonable, right? Just saying. It's kind of like that right now. but yeah, I'm gonna stop complaining now. Go ahead, man. Take us out of here.
Good shit. For me, I'm gonna be on a little bit of Ghost, PS4 Ghost, because I fucked up. Really quickly, in terms of a strong recommendation, I know that it's not quite Thanksgiving yet, and spooky season technically ended, but god damn, I fucking loved, even though it had a slow burn at first, that Haunting of Bly fucking Manor. It's on Netflix. It's a season 2 of The Haunting of Hill House. I'm going to say this. It's going to sound like fucking blasphemy. It actually had a better ending than Lovecraft Country.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. It fucking floored me. Definitely, if you are into any type of horror, well-written horror, let's just say that.
You're saying
give it a
horrors?
fucking shot.
You're saying horrors?
Yeah, they're always whores, big titty whores.
All
right. Hump booty. Yeah, that's what I got going on. I'm still working my way through a little. I need to catch up on some goddamn anime, really. I need to try this Burn the Witch.
There's only 3 episodes. Okay, so if you're gonna watch Burn the Witch, I don't know what the fuck is going on with the anime, but there's only, last time I checked, which was like last week, there's only 3 episodes and there's no more.
Wow.
I was like pretty invested. It seemed pretty interesting, and then there's like only 3 episodes.
Fucking weird.
And it's been that way for like a month.
Maybe Rona stopped production or slowed it down.
I don't want to say hopefully. Well, this is like one of the good hopes. It's like hopefully it did and nobody fucking died from the Rona. That's what I'll say. Because I definitely want to see more, because it's from a Tight Kubo, who's the same guy who made Bleach.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm interested in watching more.
Yeah, so that one, and then I'm way behind on God of High School as well, so I'll try to catch up on that.
I completed that shit. Yeah. That's good.
Yeah, that's what I hear. So trying to watch stuff, trying to fucking take shit out of boxes, and we've had a lot of repairs and tweaking with the house, but so far so good on it.
Did you get the ghost out?
Did
you get the ghost out of your house? Sorry, we're both atheists. We don't fucking believe in ghosts. But,
but after all these haunting shows, I sure be looking behind my back and shit now.
I look behind my back only for the booty warrior. That's all.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why they're coming back. Because that guy, he looks pretty fucking strong. I'm just saying.
Uh-huh.
Still talking
Easy
about
way or the hard way.
Yeah.
All right, Stitch, take us out.
You've been listening to the dankest podcast in the universe, Black and Black times Infinity.
Chitty
Infinity. You can find us wherever it is that you listen to your podcast, whether it be on Stitcher, Spotify, Player FM, iTunes. If you can listen to something, we will be there. We supply it. You can find it.
If you pray to Jesus, you won't find our podcast. I'm just saying. He won't answer with the podcast.
We manufacture the drug. All you got to do is find it.
Yeah.
So,
you can call us Nino Brown.
Yeah. Shout out to Oregon. Yeah. Reach us on Instagram, Facebook. We're any social media platform you can find us. Reach out to us. Twitch.
Except for Parlay.
Give us some.
We're not on there.
No.
Don't ask
Yeah.
us. They're not the next Facebook. Stop it.
Yeah, we're not on that safe space.
Yeah.
For people. So yeah, and yeah, listen to the music and practice social distancing. Enjoy the holidays, all that good stuff.
Concede, bitch.
Yes. Please.